Dave Tepper talked to the media today. Maybe we'll work into it. Dave Tepper talked to the media today. He does not know how to be an NFL owner. That's what I'm taking away from it. By all accounts, he was a mess at that press conference. I haven't seen Panthers media united like that in a long time, right? Because as rightfully so, you get a bunch of different people covering a team. They're looking at it from different viewpoints through their own experiences. It's all going to be different. Just about everybody that was in attendance, and we're going to talk with Chris Lee, WRAL sports reporter, later on in the show. He was there, and I'm guessing we're going to hear very similar sentiments from him. Question dodged, all of them. Questions dodged. Very little accountability, very little transparency. 13 minutes total.
Wouldn't even allow Scott Fowler of the Charlotte Observer to even ask a question.
Reporters being frozen out. Certain questions that we knew would have been asked and reporters wanted to ask, weren't even given the opportunity to be asked. Questions like Scott Fitterer's job security. He dodged questions, didn't answer questions, talked for only 13 minutes, avoided a reporter completely, didn't address Fitterer's job security. This is not good. And you know what? Do you know why I'm questioning whether he knows how to be an owner? Those should have been very obvious it was not going to go well. You don't go into that press conference like, don't worry, I'm just not going to talk about da-da-da-da-da, and have anybody that knows how this thing works go, oh, that'll go over fine.
Great PR move.
Yes, perfect, lovely. Go execute. Let's hear some of what he did say, which again, word salad might be one way to describe it, right? Kind of just vamp. Just go out there and fill time with words. Here's David Tepper on the patience he preached for Matt Rule that he did not give, I should say, Frank Reich.
Look, as I said, there are reasons for each individual situation. I think you guys, upon your own reflection into looking what happened through the season, can understand that. You're around town, for those that are around town, and can know the reasons. Again, I'm not going to get into that into those particulars, but I do have patience. I'm just not. My reputation away from this game is one for extreme patience. There's no reason why that doesn't, come here too. It does. Now, that patience comes with good performance and things that you want to see progress being made on different aspects. And as I said, I would like to have somebody here for 20, 30 years. I'd like to have somebody that would say eulogy at my funeral in 30 years. Okay, maybe it's 40 years, I hope. But that's what I'd like to have.
That's just a piece, by the way. Just a piece of what David Tepper said. Actually, it's about 1/13 of what he said. The entire press conference took 13 minutes.
Yeah.
What he did today is bad owning. Bad owning. But the thing is, it's so obviously bad owning that it shows me, he just hasn't figured it out yet. Right? I was using this example off air. He walked like he was playing in a baseball game and walked up there and instead of grabbing the handle of the baseball bat, he grabbed the barrel of the baseball bat and held it back there like, go ahead and pitch it. And everyone's like, oh, ha, ha, ha. You've never played the sport. Let me show you. Flip this around, right? Here, the jock strap goes on the inside, right? Your helmet's on backwards. We'll get this figured out. Now, once you hit it, run to first base. First base is going to be over there. Like, he needs that kind of help. Because I know some of you may think different. He's not a dumb guy.
No.
He's a multi-billionaire. He's been wildly successful in multiple industries. And he's been that way for a long time, like decades and decades. He's not a dumb guy. You can't be as successful as he is in life while being dumb. But he might be naive on how to run an NFL franchise. There's a big difference between being bad at something because you don't know what you're doing and being bad at something because you're bad. Right? If you walk up, we'll use golf. Golf is a perfect example because so many of us struggle with it, right? If you're a bad golfer, because you're a bad golfer, you grew up on a course, you play all the time, you weren't given natural ability of hand-eye coordination and ab strength, right? Like you just don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
You're just a bad golfer. If you walk up and it's a 600-yard par 5 and you grab your pitching wedge and you walk to the tee and you Happy Gilmore swing, you crow hop into it, you might not be a bad golfer. You just have no clue what you're doing, right? That's what it looked like at the press conference today. You just had you walked up there in the sand wedge with a driver. You looked like you had no idea what was going on, which, ready for this, optimistic spin? That's better of the two. David Tepper has been objectively bad at being an owner since he took over in 2018. 6 straight losing seasons, 2 bad hires of head coaches. Depending on how you feel about Scott Fitterer, you may say a bad hire at GM. He's been objectively bad at it. It's much better if you're bad at it because you have no clue what you're doing, because you can learn what to do. If you're bad at it because you're bad at it, there's nothing you can do about that.
I think the baffling thing for a lot of people is that he was a minority owner with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So it's not like he hasn't been around stability and success.
And the Rooneys get it.
Yeah, and that's that franchise for all pro sports is like that's the model of a franchise.
He
came from that.
Do you think he could call for advice?
I mean, I'm sure he has the Rooney's number.
I mean, Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, shout out NC State, Ring of Honor guy, Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
I would call and say, how do you choose your coaches? Because we've had as many coaches here in the last 5 years as you've had in the last over half century. What do you look for? Because I'm about to go through the process again, and I need some help. And that would be, again, learning to do it. You can do that, right? Learning that, hey, in the sand trap, you use a sand wedge. You can learn that. Do you want to? Are you willing to? Are you humble enough? David Tepper, are you humble enough to call somebody and ask for advice? To call somebody and say, I don't know what I'm doing out here. Right? Are you willing to go to the driving range and be alongside the 7-year-olds and go, hey, we're all the same level here. I got to learn. It's a real humbling moment, right? You're in it as far as the elementary school kids. But that's where you are right now. That press conference this morning was a full swing 50-yard dribbler right in front of you. You need to figure it out. If you don't, you're going to have bigger problems.